Second unit, fourth paragraph. Let's continue reading the story. We had to hurry to fix the kite if we wanted to send it up before the wind fell. We rushed into the lighthouse to get some paper. We knew there was no more red paper. We took the first thing that came handy, an old letter lying on the bookcase in the sitting room. We patched the kite up with the letter, a sheet on each side, and dried it by the fire. We started out, and up went the kite like a bird. The wind was glorious, and it soared. All at once, snap! And there was Claude, standing with a bit of cord in his hand, looking foolish. Our kite had sailed away over to the mainland. Well, a lot happened in this paragraph, and it was all very fast. But we'll take our time to study the paragraph, and there's no hurry. Do you think the kids wanted to send the kite up before the wind fell? Yes, they wanted to fly their kite, to be sure. Hence, they hurried to get some paper to fix the kite. They had to hurry. They were compelled to rush. The wind could have ceased to be as grand as it was then, and they wanted to fly their kite with that grand wind blowing. The phrase have to is used to refer to compulsion. You have to learn how to use this phrase. Do you understand? They knew there was no more red paper. But have you noted their spirit? They didn't let their spirit of kite flying go down, though they knew their kite was not going to be as lovely as before. Do you think that you could have shown the same spirit as them if you had been there as Claude or Philippa? Let me know. And pumped up with their indomitable spirit, they took the first thing that came handy, an old letter. Why do you think the kids had to dry the kite by the fire? When did it get wet? Well, actually, they glued a page of the old letter on each side of the kite to patch up the hole and had to dry the glue by the heat of the fire. Have you noted how fast they were trying to finish their job? They even took the risk of drying a paper kite by the fire. But they were careful enough, weren't they? Up went the kite like a bird. Have you noted the inversion? The more common way of saying the kite went up like a bird has been inverted here to emphasize the flight of the kite. Don't you think this inversion also indicates how happy the kids were? They had reasons to be happy. The wind was still glorious and the kite soared. Note the shock in the above sentence. I'm sure you have not missed the exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. All at once. It was sudden. It was too sudden for Claude to realize what had happened. Snap. Note how just the sound of the string holding the kite breaking off has been used to narrate the incident. Don't you feel that the sound has communicated more meaning than words could have done? Now you realize why Claude looked foolish then. He was in a shock, standing with a bit of cord in his hand, yet to believe that they had lost their kite. Do you think it was only Claude who was shocked? Don't you feel that if we were listening the story from Claude, we would have learned how Philippa stood there, rolling her eyes out in shock? Our kite had sailed away over to the mainland. Don't you think the wind was indeed grand and glorious? Or maybe the island was not far away from the mainland?